motherfuckers. Welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him? Hello and welcome back to Epic Land 40, powered by Intel. I am Exo, and I am doing some solo filling in while we're waiting for some casters. We're getting some players going. We've got a big match coming up for you. It is going to be RazerBlader versus Mix. Not a historic match, but a very good one. Mix is a very interesting player. He's one of the only GM EU random players, and he plays random in this tournament as well. So he's going to be, like I say, literally here queuing as random. And we're doing thingy. We've got Hart now coming to join me on the stage. Come on over here. There we go.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I thought you were already up here.
I wish.
I was late. Okay, so yeah, like I said, we were just saying, I was saying about Mix being one of the only GM EU random players.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And he's like true random. He's not just like a gimmick with one race and then plays the other races like whatever. No, he's like, he can play every race every way. He is a really talented player.
Yep.
And you've got to factor into that. That's a really a big advantage going in. It's so hard to prepare for him.
Yeah, and it's kind of like frowned on to ask race in these kinds of tournaments. These sorts of things. So obviously going into it, you need to be just more diligent because you don't actually know what kind of opener you can do because you don't know what your opponent is playing at, right? So there's some things that we can think about there, kind of a lot of the low ground 2 racks kind of plays that you see against Zerg. You can't do those because you could be playing low ground 2 racks against a Terran and then you're dead. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's really sort of a difficult thing. And actually, one that I played Mix in tournament and I asked him race.
Yeah?
Did he tell you? Nah, he didn't tell me.
He didn't tell you?
And then he killed me with the first Reaper.
Well,
that was sad, yeah.
Probably wasn't worth it.
Because I low ground walled.
Yeah, I think it was.
I didn't have a Reaper wall off, and it's really hard to deal with a good Reaper. So yes,
I will say it matters more against Protoss.
Yeah, I think that is the sort of thing. So fortunately, for Razer, there's a lot of standard openings that kind of work through everything. Yeah. But at this level, you do want to have, you want to know what you're doing going into.
Yeah, a lot of the kind of higher level strats, the kind of more weird stuff, are going to need to know like what your opponent's up to, what race they are, that sort of thing. That's for sure. I think until kind of basically the first Reaper, every opening is basically the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like So yeah, interesting to see if Razer can take any initiative in the early games or not. We'll have to wait and see on that. I know the players were doing the videos when I was down there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, they were quite keen to get going. Nick's only just arrived, so we said we'd give him 15 minutes to warm up.
That's sort of been the thing of the day, hasn't it? Like just arriving again, sort of thing.
Classic LAN, is it? Get here 2 minutes before the game starts.
Yeah, it was actually, to be fair, we had a few of us out late last night, so it's all good. The fun party of LAN.
Oh yeah. So we are here, of course, back in Kettering.
Yes.
Epic Land 40. Yeah. Big 4-0.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So if you're at home watching in the UK or abroad, we have Black Widow here from the Netherlands. So yeah, do come down. It's a great time. As you can see behind us. I'm hoping the mics don't pick up like the shouting and screaming from the Cisco players.
I don't think so. I think these mics are pretty good for that. So the thing well, unfortunately, we have got to do the reminder: if you're coming over from abroad, you do need a passport. one player unfortunately couldn't make it.
It almost goes without saying, but only almost.
Only almost. We had one player who unfortunately could not make it, sort of thing. So yeah, it's a really nice atmosphere. We're having a great time down here. This is
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, no, it's day 3, isn't it? Technically, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. Losing track of the days. And sort of thing. Yeah, that's good stuff.
So it'll be stage finals today.
Yes, 9 p.m.
Somebody asked me who they think will be in the finals.
Yeah?
But I have no idea.
You have no idea? I think here's I want to do a spicy hot take, right? It's going to be an all Zerg top 4.
Top 4?
Yeah, top 4.
Okay, who's your top 4?
I don't know exactly what order, but Eber, Risky, Figaro, Clad.
Okay.
And I could see, I legit could see any of them winning it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how good Eber's ZVZ is.
I'll tell you why I don't think that. Yeah, okay, firstly, because ZVZ is horrible.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times now where you can just, drop 2 random maps to some weird cheese. Then it's over. Risky, dropped a map to Zane. Oh no, dropped 2 maps to Zane.
Yeah.
So Risky, maybe not on the top 4.
That's why I'm also thinking he's not looking impenetrable.
Yeah.
And Figaro gives him a run for his money. True. Oh, true. I didn't think of that.
I think
the Protoss in top 4?
Mix is underrated, so I think we might have a random top 4. And I think Razer is always scary, so I can see Razer still making top 4 quite heavily. Somebody
said it yesterday, but yeah, this is actually a really stacked LAN.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because we haven't really even talked much about Eber or Risky.
No.
And they are obviously 2 of the favourites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then here we have, Mix is incredible. His Terran play is I think his Terran is about 5.7k.
Yeah.
Just as
to be consistently high with random. Yeah, all of your races need to be pretty consistently good.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think his Protoss is actually. I talked to him about this last night.
Yeah.
I think his Protoss is kind of weaker. He says it's basically not so much about one race being weaker, but about matchups being weaker.
Yes, that's
so you have to play 9 matchups. If your, let's say, PVT is weaker, then obviously he kind of drags your MMR down on average a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Obviously, with maybe fewer Terrans in the tournament, if it is his PVT he's having problems with, that isn't so much of a concern. So.
But this is also important to remember. I may have mentioned this yesterday, but Mix was played in an UK and Ireland Cup recently, and it was him and Eber in the finals, and his Terran versus Eber's Zerg, and he won a straight up macro game, super legit, incredible game. And that series went the distance. If anyone can check out the bots,
you can't take anything away from away from Mix. He's playing really well.
Actually, you bring a really good point about Mix being.
I think Mix is one of the ones to watch. So it's good that we've got him on.
Yeah. So this is actually and this is because the brackets went a bit weird. So Razer lost to Claderizer in groups, which is why this match is happening now.
Yeah. So Mix went out first from his group.
Yes.
So now he's facing a lower seed from.
Yeah, exactly. Which happens to be Razer.
Which group was Mix in?
I'll be honest with you, I can't remember.
No, Mix.
Did Mix must have got third.
Second or third.
Yeah, because Razer got second.
Second, so yeah, it's 2 versus 3. Yeah.
So
Mix was in a group with AC and Eber and actually lost a map. Lost 2 matches to AC.
Yeah.
AC is always the upset king.
I would say AC is a wild card. We're just seeing where we are.
A message and say, well, how are we getting on? What's up?
How are we getting on?
Let's see if we can get some games. Yeah. We're filling time, but it'd be nicer to be watching a game.
To be ready to,
But I mean, you make a good point. The tournament is stacked. Some really good players.
Yeah.
But also, we have to mention kind of Code A and what's going on.
Code A looks really fun, actually.
So for folks at home that don't know, if you don't qualify for this kind of top 16, in this case, to kind of play out against, like we're saying, some really stacked, some really stiff competition. The rest of the folks drop down to a kind of lower bracket. We go for, call it Code A, where they play, it's not the top level of UK StarCraft, but there's still pretty good players in there, and those tend to be some pretty fun matches.
Exactly.
Because they're so much closer in MMR.
So we're going to be mostly following the what we call the Code S tournament, nicknamed the Code S tournament. And Code A is the best of the rest sort of a thing. So everyone who got knocked out in the group stage, instead of not playing at all today, they get their own bracket. And there's some really interesting matchups in there. I actually think Unknown is one of our players in RD, and he has actually quite a tough run to finals, but I think he can do it.
So he did do it maybe 2 LANs ago.
Yeah, 2 LANs ago he lost to Volticus in the finals.
But I think he's been playing a bit since then.
He's actually about at his peak MMR, about 4.6, which is, like I say, about peak for him, I believe. So, he's doing really well. I want to see him win. Yeah. I wanted to see him beat Volt, even though I like Volt, but I wanted to see him beat Volt the other LAN, so that'd be interesting.
So, Gold M. Howl is here, and he's a similar sort of level.
And also, Gold M. Howl, he won it last LAN. He won Code A last LAN. Yep. And he's on the opposite side of the bracket to Unknown. So that is my final as Howl Unknown.
That would be cool.
But Unknown has to go through Mudkips. He has to go through Wise Man.
Mudkips really impressed me.
Yeah. Last LAN in Wolverhampton. Mudkips was doing really good. So, like I say, there's a really good set of games there. Yeah, there's also a Protoss that. Oh yeah, Unknown has to go through Fizzy Elf, then Mudkips, and then Wise Man by my prediction, and then Howl. So if he can do that, that's an incredible run. I'm rooting for him. I really wanted to see it be good. Like I said, we're still waiting on the players here.
This is why I always just cast it from replay. This is
yeah.
You can avoid all of this if you just get them to play the games and send you the replays beforehand. Not seeing Mix on here. Can we see if we can?
Oh yeah. You want to lean over?
Can't really.
Yeah, because you've
need my binoculars.
Yeah.
I see the other end of the land hall.
Honestly, it's a spectacular view from up here, but not too helpful for seeing.
CS:GO people up in these tables. Then what you can't see is kind of over behind EXO.
Yeah, this way.
Off the edge of the screen.
This way
is where kind of all the StarCraft folks are, so I can see furious clicking and sick micro plays. I think someone just died to roaches, Roach Ravager.
That's a sad way to go.
And then behind me, kind of this direction, behind this big curtain, is the stage where we'll be later.
Big main stage which will be over there.
And then down there, there's sort of sponsor booths. There's like Intel stuff.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, I think.
So there's actually, a good time to bring this up. So I couldn't participate, unfortunately, yesterday because I was up here casting.
Yeah.
But I wanted to play in the Street Fighter tournament. However, one of our players, Razer, who is going in there, he was able to go down on the machines, and he's now in the finals for that. So at 4 p.m. today, he's going to be on the stage playing the Street Fighter finals, which is really annoying because, I'm going to lay the truth out here, right? Me and Razer are very even in sets in Street Fighter. And we played a best of 7 yesterday morning, and I won 4-3.
Okay.
And we were like, oh, that's kind of like, that would be a great finals. And now he's doing it, and I think he's going to win.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
So he's going to win on stage, but I want to be on. I'd love to be on stage and face Razer in that. But
next time maybe.
Next time maybe.
And I think there's overclocker stuff is normally there.
Yes, yeah. They've got loads
of stuff.
Yeah. I haven't actually. Do you know what? It's so busy.
I saw the sim racing. I kind of wanted to go see the sim racing.
They've got like the proper seats and the pedals and.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got the gear change and all that. I imagine so. Yeah. So I haven't had much time to check this out. We've been so busy and so active.
Yeah, but some really good games. So
yeah.
Kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're trying to track down.
Yeah.
One or both of Mix and Razer.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
We said 1:30. It's now 1:45. So.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, when I came up and before the stream went back live to us, I messaged Razer saying, "Oh, invite us when you can," and he said no.
Oh.
And I was like, wow. But maybe we're in it. So.
Fantastic.
Obviously, both these players are going to have to be constructing their strategies and stuff, but I don't know how much they would have thought about that beforehand. I actually heard that Mix had to run here because he was worried about getting here late.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they've just done VOs.
It took 20 minutes to do vetoes.
That's again, when you're playing versus a random, how do you pick what maps to VO?
I'm sure Razer dove into his
his
library of replays and studied through. We'll see.
Yeah. We have an upset in the last match as well, I believe. There we go.
We just got invited to party.
Yeah. Countess was able to take the match off of Black Widow, which I was surprised with because I think Black Widow is a couple hundred MMR higher generally. But
yeah, they're quite close though. I think Black Widow hasn't been playing much recently and kind of maybe pitched down a bit. Countess obviously been playing quite a lot, so kind of pitched up a bit. So meeting in the middle is it's a 2-1. I think is
you come down on a good day and you take a good sort of thing. All right, looks like we are finally getting ready to go into the first map here. Maybe
we're getting StarCraft. Is not letting us join the lobby, which is always good. Small indie company.
Okay, they're trying to remake.
Yep. Let's see what MMR Mix is right now.
Yeah, that's 5.5, 5.6.
Oh, it went.
Yeah, they got Game Heart on. Look at these players; they know what they're doing. Yeah, Mix is 5.5 at the minute. I don't know what. Do you know what Mix's peak was?
He's been 6K with.
I know he's been 6K. Yeah. Okay, well we're loading into the first map here. I think Raz's also been 6.2.
Yeah.
I think that's his peak. That is like his peak. But that was a while ago. MMR is hard to come by nowadays. and a sort of thing. Alright, we're going to be loading into the first map. It is going to be on Oceanborn, and we're going to... Oh, we're not into the game just yet.
We can get that switched ASAP.
Yeah, it's all good. We're going to be taking a seat on the noble chairs here. I've already been asked by one of the players to actually ask which specific type that is after they come up and casted. They wanted to do it. Are we on the map, production?
Oh, I think we might be. Yeah, that's the green one now. Okay.
Ah, good stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Oh dear, it's early.
Yeah,
we're waking up.
Alrighty.
Spawning in the top left of Oceanborn Ladder Edition. Playing in the red for Team TSI is Mix. And this time getting Zerg.
Yeah, his former main. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right as the blue Terran representing Red Dragons. It is Razer. You'd love to see it. So again, no super early scout here from Razer. Again, very high level. You don't want to mess up your build by scouting too early. You want to go. Sometimes it's better to go for the generic build. And like we were saying, until the first Reaper comes out, not that much is different. However, he is going to go for a 17 scout. Yeah,
really early scout. Good to get across the map and see what's going on. I think it's going to overlap with the Overlord, so he'll see actually quite early that it's going to be a TVZ.
Yeah, this is quite nice. So if he's paying attention now, he should see this red blob on the minimap, and that'll be basic information for him. He might commit to the scout anyway, just to make sure it's nothing too weird.
Yeah, it's still worth going and seeing if it's like pull first or something a bit odd. Yeah.
That is in fact it. We actually do see that it is indeed a hatch first into hatch gas pool. This looks like the timing for.
Yep.
Yeah, Raz sees that there is a thing done. He's going to patrol for the lings. Mix and Raz both being very active with the only units they have at the moment. Nice APM spam. Again, actually, Raz is not the fastest player. No, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but yeah, he's not the highest APM intensive player. I don't know how fast Mix is when he plays.
We've got the APM counter at the bottom and it just hit 700, so...
Damn! He
might be a hint.
That might be a hint.
Obviously, that's going to be inflated by like him warming his hands up and spamming a bit this morning. Yep.
Okay, so we are going to go for a factory, very normal sort of stuff. Now, Cyclones have been very popular in this matchup. I don't know how much you've played on this patch.
Yeah, not a huge amount. The patch only dropped quite recently. And there's not a huge amount in it for Zerg. I'd kind of...
No, fair enough.
Yeah, the new Cyclones are definitely like the most interesting change.
Yeah. So my understanding is that the reacted factory openings are still very popular. And where previously Terrans would go 6 Hellions, they now go 4 Hellions and 2 Cyclones. Yeah. That's kind of been the most notable meta shift in this sort of way. Kind of a subtle change, but it gives a... I actually don't know what it gives, but Cyclones are quite a versatile unit. We have the first Reaper doing some minor harassment over here. Actually got 1 kill. I don't think that was a drone, though. No, it was a
ling. It would have been a creep tumor, I think, maybe.
Or even
a ling, yeah.
Yeah, we've still got the active tumor here, which is nice. It's being warded away here.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 3cc opening for Razer, which is obviously very like eco-focused. And then just 111 behind that, which is very normal, very standard. So doesn't really give too much away at this point.
Yeah, we have the Reaper flying into the main here. He's actually probably going to die. I don't think he can get out now. Maybe with a good Reaper grenade.
Mix is covering the cliff with the Queen really well. So
beautiful
control. For sure. Yeah, I think this is just a case of Razer not knowing the maps really well. The map borders obviously came out the same time as the patch. It was quite recently come out. And, sometimes, the cliff jump up spots have to be quite restricted.
Yes.
So when it looks like you may be able to jump back out up in this top corner, maybe. Yeah.
Most map makers now do this like a little. They have like icons and stuff on here, which is a nice little way to. It's like immersive, but it reads well as well. But yeah, definitely. So this part here is not jump down spot. Yeah.
Well, Razer knows that now.
Yeah, he certainly does. I believe he did not play a lot on this patch, or so he claims. A common thing in the StarCraft scene is to be.
Says that.
I haven't been playing very much,
So this was kind of a 2-base opener for Mix. Third is on the way now, but obviously it's quite delayed.
Yeah.
I guess this is going to be like 2-base Muta or something. 2-base Hydra.
Oh, yeah. Hydra then very interesting. We do have these Hellions doing a run by now, but they're not going to commit to anything.
So when you're playing on 2 bases, it's quite hard to actually dive with the Hellions and get
because I imagine so. And it is actually going to be 6 Hellions. There was no Cyclones made. Yes, so 6 Hellions and a Liberator. So this is like classic kind of TVZ.
Yeah, following up with the racks behind, I think, is a fine choice.
We have an Overseer coming in to scout here. He's going to be seeing what he can do. Now, the Hellions are interacting at the front.
Yeah, a bit of creep going down. It's pretty normal. I do think Mix needs to be careful because he doesn't really have enough links here to keep.
Yeah, especially after losing that. Hold position on the links to try and keep them in a good spot. Now he's going to go for a wraparound, but he doesn't have all the links. Raz is going to commit and try and get into the main here.
Yeah, the link's going down for basically one Hellion, and most of these are pretty healthy.
Oh, and the Liberator coming in the back as well, squeezing out where these drones can go. This is a lot of drone damage.
Yeah,
8 drones going down. 11. He's going to sack them, try and get as many drones as possible.
11 for 6 Hellions is so worth it for Razer here.
And he saw the Hydras pop out as well.
Yeah, it's a really weird Hydra timing, so that's kind of like definitely kind of set something off. For Mix now, he's down at 31 workers to Razer's 50. It's like, can you really continue kind of all in because you just don't really have the production.
Well, can you try and drone up is the thing, and that's a very scary situation.
So it does look like Mix is going to head out onto the map with the Hydras, now with the Hydra speed finishing, but he is droning behind it, like you said.
Yeah. We've got bunkers coming down, tanks. This wall is not quite complete yet. That might actually
does need to be careful, because there are quite a few links
a factor. But yeah, only 3 Hydras, have 4 Hydras, a handful of lings. And this position looks quite hard to break here. Oh, I don't know if I believe.
Yeah, I don't even really think he'll go.
A lot of drones, 9 drones in the back. So this is kind of like it's like, don't let Razer take a third for free. This is like, when your weak appears big, sort of thing.
To some extent, but Razer definitely knows the kind of the spot that he's in this game. Mix needs to be really careful. Stim is done with Combat Shield on the way. As soon as that's done, these kind of Marines just by themselves can probably kind of push this out. And with a couple more tanks, he can start to kind of shuffle them forwards.
Exactly, and then, as you can see, Mix is already like kind of preparing to back off. No, he's just spreading out a lane to make sure he doesn't get anything go past. I respect that. He is droning hard behind this. He's had 2 rounds of 9 drones, but that's only just caught him up back to even.
Yeah,
or not even
definitely
actually.
Really behind in this game. He really wanted to be on a decent drone count, pumping units. Instead, he's had to be pumping drones on kind of a weak, on a weak economy, on kind of a weak army. So this is looking really good for Razer.
Yeah, and Razer's confident. He knows that the all-in stop. He got rid of the bunker. He's secured his 3rd. Mick's going for his own 4th. Now, what's the? Is there any tech or layer? Any tech options that he can really do off of this? Still getting double Evo upgrade.
I think Mix needs a Bane Nest.
Yes,
you can get that kind of later now that the Bane roll research speed is quite a lot faster.
He's actually committing to missile attacks and things.
So many Hydras. I think there's like.
Yeah, Roach Hydra.
12, 15 Hydras.
Does he even have a Roach Warren? I don't think he does, right?
No, it's just going to be a Ling Hydra.
I
think he really needs kind of basically lucky Bane hits at this point, and I'm just not sure if he can find them.
It's hard to have lucky Bane hits without Banelings.
Exactly right, yeah.
It is.
But I think that's really his only way to come back in this game. A couple of Marines going down for a couple of Lings. Very normal trade.
Yeah.
But this, kind of keeps Mix honest when you do this kind of drop.
Exactly.
Because obviously now, you see the 4th, but he can't drone it because he needs units to defend the push.
And Razer sees that this 4th base is not complete, Like, Razer knows the economic situation of the game and isn't too worried. This double drop might get caught out if Razer isn't paying attention.
Yeah, it looks like
he already used the boost.
But Razer does have a drop in the top that he should be kind of sending in. Now he knows that, how much of Mix's army
is committed out here. But he does also need a defensive position. Lots of tanks, and it goes pretty deep. But he's going to go in here. The Sim City is looking quite nice. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we do have the double drop going in, trying to snipe the 4th base.
Yeah, I think this is not going to end well for Mix. There's so many tanks here. Obviously, a lot of the bio gets taken out. These Hydras are actually doing a pretty decent job.
Tanks.
Yeah, kind of looking better for Mix than I thought. He's lost a lot of the Hydras here, and with the worker pull, I think he has to kind of kite and get away.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Marines now going into the 3rd base to try and get more damage done. He doesn't want to snipe the 4th. He wants to go after more economic damage.
Yeah, he took a lot of the Queens out, and now the Hydras have to come home. He has quite a lot of play here because it takes so long for the Hydras to get back across the map. So if you keep doing this pick up and drop micro, it does need to be a bit careful because these medevacs are starting to look a little bit low.
Yeah, we're going to absolutely scrap game. Worker count is even. 4th base is being floated over for Razer right now while he continues to do this harassment in the main. So I think overall still a good position for him. I mean, he's up to supply.
Razer's traded really quite efficiently this game. Like, it looked pretty okay, but Mix has been kind of on a weaker economy. And then he's been kind of having to spend a lot into Hydras. He's lost so many this game that he just doesn't really have the economy to back it up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and now the medevac goes down, as well as all the Marines. So that's going to put the end to this harassment. But Razer does not wait. He is pushing out. Like I say, he's secured this 4th in the bottom here. Like I say, he's not got any defense at home now. But I think he knows that Mix is pinned right far back. So now it's a good time to be able to go forward and push thing.
Yeah, I think Mix could maybe run by into the 3rd, but this is another good use for the banelings, is getting those into mineral lines. And when you don't have any, you can't kind of do that. You can backstab with lings, but this is actually just pure Hydra from Mix, and this is not a fight that you can take.
Yeah, the creep spread is nice, but these rocks still being up, you can't go for a big surround.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just so many tanks through these kind of chokes where Raza is positioned. When you just have pure Hydra, it's not really going to work.
Yeah, it's tough. It
does have 2-2 finishing up, and that's a small window where he's got an upgrade lead over Raza.
Yeah, that could be bigger here, especially if Raza's going to commit to a big fight. These Hydras are quite fragile. They come down. Raza fighting in a Choco against a Concave. I don't know if that's good. A lot of tanks in the back,
low ground, though. Yeah. Raza's actually quite safe in this spot, but just because
it's hard.
Mix can never really close the gap when there's so many tanks here.
And to get round to this way, you have to go all the way around here to come in from this side. So you can't really surround it. This is actually a really strong spot.
Yeah, when you have a good early game, like Mix didn't in this game, you can kind of clear a lot of these rocks up and makes the game way more playable.
Yeah.
You just didn't have the time this game. He's had to go straight into loads of Hydras.
Yeah, now again, he cannot even just come even around here.
Yeah, from either side, really. I mean, Raza isn't threatening too much with this kind of position. Like, he's obviously keeping the creep back, but it's not like he's...
yeah, that's a great point. And like I say, we see Mix taking the 5th base. These are going to carry on. And the Hive is now coming down. So I think Ultras is really what he wants here. This is not a good anti-Ultra army.
This is Vipers 1,000,000%. If you can get in and blinding cloud these tanks, and they're so clumped, then you can literally just A-move your Ling Hydra through. But without it, I think it's going to be rough.
Damn, well, Raza being the one to take out the rocks now, so he can move up forward a bit more easier without getting caught in a bad concave. He's not looking to really go for after this 5th, I think. I think he might be going for the throat. Here, siege tanks come up as everything comes in. There's no banelings, remember, so these Marines don't have to start a step at all. Or split at all.
And that's going to be quickly it for Mix. Just seeing the Hydras absolutely tremble here. There's nothing to there's just nothing to tank for them. They're so squishy with no front line. They just die so fast, and they're so expensive that you can't really afford to play them.
That's it. I mean, 16 more Hydras in production for a second there.
But, now the Hive is done, and he wants to be making Vipers, and he just can't afford them, so he's forced into this kind of weird spot, playing Hydra heavy, and I just don't see it. I think Raza's going to stim and win to victory.
There you go. Looking pretty strong in this game, number 1, as he splits off units into the 4th, keeping pressure on the 3rd.
That's not what you want here.
And yet, Mix unable to really solidly defend this. We've got the parade push of the units coming across the map, as he is now going to more commit to killing this 4th base.
Yeah, and this is rough because this is the only base that's actually droned. The 5th on the other side, he just never saturated. So.
Yeah, and there we go. I'm going to say GG to Raza in this first game. And getting into a very nice spot.
Yeah, honestly, at this level of StarCraft, you just can't afford to make the mistakes that Mix did. Really, the big problem in that game was just letting the Hellions.
The Hellions got in.
You can't just lose 10 workers. I mean, it's 6 Hellions. If it was like 8 and 10 workers, that's slightly better, but 6 Hellions was not even like a huge amount of investment. It's not a huge amount of factory time, so losing as much as he did to that, you can't play from that position when you're this close in MMR.
Exactly, and Raza, he knows how to dictate the pace and control the game, and that's exactly what he did from that position.
Yeah.
Gotta feel good for Raza. Again, before Mix was random, he was a Zerg main, so he is not necessarily the strongest. That's not necessarily his strongest race now, but he has. But for Raza to get what was his old main and to beat that race, gotta feel quite comfortable.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah. So now, if Mix now plays and randoms his Terran, that's got to feel kind of rough for him.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell them we're good to go?
Okay, ready up.
Sweet.
We are. Okay, and we're going straight into game number 2. Not too much of a break here. I think what was also good for Raza about that last game was that it wasn't like a gimmick build or anything like that. He just played standard, got a lead, and then secured, just controlled the game.
Yeah. Didn't really give anything kind of gimmicky away. In general, that isn't how Raza likes to play. So.
Very true, very true.
Yeah, we're loading now onto Solaris.
Lovely. Okay, so this time spawning in the top right of the map as the red Zerg. It is TSI's Mix. Also, I gotta say, random, but also spawning Zerg again, as is the way of random.
This happened every game in the
UK and Ireland.
Basically just played Zerg. Spawning in the bottom left, playing in the blue for the Red Dragons. Up 1-0 in this series, best of 3 so far, is Raza.
You love to see it. So yes, again, like I was then saying, Razer played a very simple and confident game last time. I think, if anything, Mix played the slightly... Oh, hang on, I need to do the sort of...
Definitely the slightly weird thing, yeah. Mix was playing in that game, really Hydra heavy with no banelings, which is not really a thing. Like, it's not something you see a lot. It's the kind of way that Mix likes to play. Like, we've seen him do it in CVC as well, which again is kind of weird.
We should be said that in the most recent patch, Hydras did get a buff.
Kind of. The upgrades... One of the upgrades takes less time.
Was that it? Oh, okay. I thought it was more to that. I can't
what's moreover is that the Bane's actually got a nerf. And that was probably why he's avoiding the Banes. Like, I still think in games like that, you don't have an option but to make them.
Yeah.
But, like,
or you need to, like, again, rush Hive sooner. But he was in a tough spot.
Yeah, I've seen people kind of switch the Banes for Infestors so that you still have some AoE.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like Fungals. Yeah,
through Fungal. Which
I
also
like
got
Fungal.
Changed a little bit,
Yeah, oh, yeah, because that now does...
The range is slightly shorter,
Yeah, but they spawn with it, don't they?
Yeah, exactly right.
They spawn with energy for a thingy. Okay, so again, Razer comes in and sees that it is Hatch first. This time he's not going to hover around. He's just going to come straight back home, confident that it wasn't like any kind of 14-14 where the Hatch looks like the same sort of time. He's just going to come straight home. Already got his CC started on the low ground. So actually, 14-14 would have been quite dangerous here, but not a common build versus Terran.
Some people play it a lot.
Do they?
Yeah. Some people just play it because they just think it's better.
Oh wow!
It's not like particularly cheesy or dangerous. So
I think isn't it? Because if it was 14-14, the Lings would go around the map, and they would have come like round here, and then they'd be hitting here about now as this Reaper gets
but it's kind of not all in. It's just like a weird little
it's
bit
just
of a
an opening.
It's just that you get those Lings slightly quicker, so you can get them out before the Reaper. And then your Queens are slightly quicker, so you get them out.
Oh, the
to defend the Reaper, so then you don't need the Lings back home.
Ooh.
A lot of these Lings very, very low.
And now starting to hit on the drones as well.
Yeah, Mix playing this really carefully to try and keep all of these Lings alive while also not losing any drones.
Yeah, I mean, loses one Ling, which is about the minimum you'd expect off of this kind of high level.
Yeah, Razer's Reaper micro as well is very...
I was about to say, you could see that, like, if against the lower level Zerg player there, like, he would have killed all the Lings and probably got a drone before the Queen could get out. It's absolutely insane. The ability they have. Yeah, much faster third base this time, much more normal time. So the drone was able to sneak out whilst that thing you're doing. And you can actually see Razer is kind of guarding this spot. He kind of thinks that this is the third that he might go for.
Yeah, it's interesting actually that you say that. He's definitely kind of thinking, okay, where's the drone for the third?
Yeah,
and then it's just not coming. So he needs to check the other side and make sure that Mix actually did take that.
Oh, 3 Lings around is actually really
nice
hard to do. So
on the Lings to try and get some poke down on that Reaper. So now, Razer just has to take kind of a safer route to all the way around the map, just so that he doesn't lose that.
Though he's already committed to a third CC, so he's, again, feeling very confident. But this is a very standard thing in this matchup nowadays. This is the kind of thing that just Terrans do.
Yeah, absolutely. But as the Zerg, there's not really anything you need to punish. There's kind of
exactly
really eco opening, so there's not really any reason to not do it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely,
Obviously, you can just keep it in your base and pump workers, and then you're at no risk of losing the CC. But even if you send it on location, you can just lift it, and then you still don't lose it.
Okay, so Razer has come and scouted this. I don't know when he did that, but he has scouted it. And he just checked for a fast fourth base, going for the Cloaked Banshee.
Getting a few Lings out of Mix. I think he really needs to be sure not to lose any drones to the Hellions this game, so keeping on top of that. I don't think these are kind of going to go aggressive, because we only see 2 of the Hellions, which means there's probably more back home.
Yeah, there's another 2 about to pop out, so he's got 5 total, or 6. Yeah, so now 6. And starts 2 more, so he's going up to 8. So is this going to be a mech follow-up?
No, 8 is quite a normal
standard
number.
Okay.
If it was like 10, 12, I'd be like, okay, this is maybe Hellbats.
Okay,
it's
I see
maybe
what you're
mech.
saying.
Yeah, there we go. Stim starting now, so this is
lovely.
Yeah, a much more kind of normal opening.
And we have a lair from... and a Baneling nest this time, so
cool.
Yeah, a bit more of a standard game with actually Razer going for the more tricky sort of like, if there's no spores and there's no sort of guard, then obviously Cloaked Banshees can do a lot of damage. He does have a reasonable amount of Queens, and the lair is going to be finished by the time the Cloaked Banshees hit, so it's going to be close. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, safety spores are normally a good choice. There's a lot of like lib openings that the spores are good against. And BC openings the spores are good against. So safety spores are pretty good, but obviously if you can get away without making them, that's...
Yeah, Hellions committing in again and is able to get past the initial Queen defense. We do have Lings in a good position to get a wraparound.
Yeah, Mix has kind of skimped on the Lings once again. I think they're just slightly out of position. I think because he splits his Queens into 2 different groups. Then losing 2 on this side was was very rough.
Exactly.
Really nice from Razer and keeping all of those Hellions alive.
Yeah, now we do have safety souls finishing. I didn't see where the Banshees... Oh, here they are. Okay, so they weren't across the map. I suspected them to be across the map. I was looking on the minimap, couldn't see them. So yeah, the Hellions pull back now. Like I say, I definitely had that threat of going into the natural and committing again, but...
Yeah, it's still good damage, taking up those queens. Now you just position them kind of more back, more safely, and it's going to be hard for now Mix as we see Lings running down the south side of the map to actually get anything done into this third now.
Exactly. At the same time, the Banshees now come in, but the Hellions going to defend this position. Spore is going to defend this. However, the Spore is not in the ideal position to cover the mineral line.
Oddly positioned. I think maybe he thought this was a lib, so I think he positioned that as a liberator defense. Well, like we said, he does have a lair done, so he can have a good detection here. Still quite a lot of drones going down.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Razer's micro is just really good.
Yeah, Razer feel very sharp today with these work kills.
Yeah, Mix just having his queen slightly out position, kind of slow on the drone pull away, losing way more than he ever should. So that's another 10 workers going down.
Yeah.
Really slowing his economy here.
Yeah, and we said it with the Reaper control at the start, right? Like it's so easy for... Like, at not tip-top level, it's so easy to lose, to take a lot of damage from these little things. And even with how good a player Mix is, it's still easy to, like, say, lose that.
Yeah, I mean, Razer's only traded it for, like, a poke on the Banshees, which he can go home and repair, and they're just good utility to keep around for the rest of the game.
Exactly. Well, it's not deterring Mix too much. He's droned up to a reasonable count, but not super high, 67.
Yeah. And now I think he's cutting because he definitely needs more Lings here.
Exactly.
A few safety banes are already done. 1-1 should finish up before this push really starts getting going.
Yeah, it feels like he has plenty here, but he's not able to get a big surround going or anything, and the creep is being whittled away. Looks like he's thinking about committing now before the tanks get sieged up, and is able
really
to...
Nice move.
Oh,
decent
beautiful.
bane hits, but he's kind of out of banes. There's 2 left.
Okay,
does
a
need
bunch
his queens
more
here
just
to
finished.
kind of anchor this hold. Yeah, looking better now. Mix, so Razer kind of kiting really far back, but he's still on creep because the creep is just so good here. This actually mixes like double expansion, so he can even cancel this and not feel too bad about it.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And like I say, somehow he got these creep tumors out early.
He misses the cancel, but he still has a 5th, This was his, He's expanded 5th and 6th at the same time, so...
Yeah, and he finally gets rid of those Banshees as well, so you don't have to worry about that in the back of your head. He is trying now, he's going to lose a queen for her, but again, minor trades here. Overall, a reasonable defense for Mix.
Yeah, I think he can't feel too bad about that. I mean, losing the hatch, that easily could have been cancelled. That didn't need to go down.
Yeah.
But he's just going to keep expanding. So, yeah, he's got his 5th cancelled, but he got his 4th up. He took them at the same time. So,
yeah,
if the Terran pushes 1, you just cancel that 1. And keep
exactly,
the other
that's the idea.
You're always up. But, missing the cancel is a little bit rough. Definitely looks just slightly suboptimal with this.
Absolutely. Well, we do have this Ling run by setting up here. Possibly turn to Banelings, we'll see.
Yeah, I would like a Bane run by. There's kind of a mini drop in the middle of the map. That It's just there to like be annoying with the creep and stuff. Really.
Yeah, keep us active. Make sure he's paying attention.
Yeah, we do have another CC coming through for Razer, so it does look like we're going to get towards the late game here a bit.
Yeah, Infestation Pit now finishing up for Mix as well, so he can go have access to that hive tech.
Yeah, in this game I would guess it's going to be really fast Adrenal. We may see Ultras, but I kind of doubt it. I think Vipers and Adrenal are going to be what he's going to go for with this hive.
Yeah, potentially.
There is a drop in the main. Yeah, this snuck through. Okay, Mix does see it now and does start pulling stuff up there.
Oh, and there's the other drop also getting low on health, but getting into a nice position. He's going to go for a Spore, not able to rescue these Marines out,
really
unfortunately.
Nice Mix,
but in the natural now also dropping, but yeah, the Lings are right there.
Yeah, Mix is kind of all over this, so... He's doing a really nice job.
Still got this Ling set up for the catching the 4th, which is now going to happen. It's like Razer's plan to make that a planetary.
Yeah, I think he'll get pushed away quite easily here because Razer's whole army is back at home.
Yeah, like this is a...
yeah, that's more than enough to take
very respectable force. Like how he's rallied to the supply depot, they're all around it. Okay, yeah, the Ling run by actually, just abandons that, understands the situation.
Yeah, good to keep these Lings alive.
Yeah.
Obviously, when Razer starts getting to these like higher army counts, it gets really, really scary in these games. So he needs to keep these Lings, get that Adrenal out, get some Banelings. I mean, his creep could be looking a little better. Obviously, Razer's been active with those Banshees, the Hellions, and how the drops.
Yes.
So that creep is pretty far back, and I'm not sure Mix wants to take a fight off of creep.
Well, is there a 2-2 timing here, though? He is posing kind of aggressively, but no, I don't think he's going to commit to anything. Okay, he's
not, but Razer's definitely coming across now with the big tank push.
Yeah, I mean, being able to take out these rocks to set up a surround later, I don't think there's quite vision on this yet, so yeah, they can't work. He pushes in. All the banelings are here by themselves, though. They're going to actually take all right trades.
Yeah, that was a really nice trade.
And now
these links should not be going in there, though. That is very rough for Mix.
Miss rally, possibly,
massively down his supply now. Yeah, I think he kind of tried to just move them there, and obviously with those rocks down, they ran the complete wrong way. This base is 100% forfeit.
Absolutely. Looks like Mix is thinking about a counterattack, Ling backstab. Oh, look at the Sim City, though.
Yeah, this is so rough for Mix, and I think he's completely done in this game.
Yeah.
He's going for the base trade, but these Lings are like getting damage, but not enough.
Yeah, no, Razer takes the one base and just comes home with the majority of his army.
Yeah, and only here lost like a supply depot, a tank,
a supply depot, a tank, a bunker, and but like for like 30, 40 Lings.
Yeah, and some Banelings as well with that push. So
yeah,
Mix is now out of Banes.
And now
he's going for that lurker tech. I just don't think he'll ever get there. He needs army right now.
Yeah.
And he's down like 50 supply, so
yeah, that Spire is also finishing up. I don't see any hopes for any Broodlords or anything like that in this game.
Razer gonna try and see that this one ends quickly here. Mix kind of out of position, so yeah, abandoning this base as well. But like when you own 80 workers, you need somewhere to put them. And abandoning bases like over and over and over again is,
it looks like
kind of rough.
They were shift queued in an odd way there, but we have a bunch of work come down here. But yeah, once Raz starts committing here, it's going to be very dangerous. Mix is able to clear the rocks over here, so he's going to be able to have a slightly better surround if it gets that. But that actually just might help Razer get a big wrap around and come in onto
yeah, he's really
here.
sieging into the natural, which is honestly kind of crazy.
Yeah, we do have
very deep on creep though.
Yeah, we do have a 7-4 here. Is this the big surround? It is. He's coming with everything. We have a lot of tanks though, and the Marines are off creep at the back there, so they're able to start step back. Meanwhile, tanks fire on a lot. Hydra Ling Bane not quite enough to break it, but holds
cleared out the tanks though, which does stop the siege.
Yeah.
The supplies are looking incredibly close for like how they were just a couple minutes ago.
I was going to say,
Razer's micro against these Banelings has just not quite been there. Now with the Hydras out, like they're unupgraded, but I don't know, they're going to provide a really nice like extra bit of DPS and a bit more anchor for this.
Nice to be able to shoo away these Liberators, make sure the medevacs can't just stand around for free either. Oh, and clearing up some extra tanks in the retreat. This one
it's just a miss rally from Razer. You really can't do that and just throw these units away here.
Yeah,
honestly, I think he maxed out and went for the push, and this is kind of what I was saying in the game before, where like your only way to come back in this game is lucky Bane hits. So you need the Banes.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he did that this game and not in the previous one. And now we're seeing kind of why I said to go for that. So Mix taking a bit of a supply lead in this one, is getting towards that lurker tech, exactly how I said he could do that. He actually, it does look like he's going to end up getting there. He does need to re-expand and take out, retake these top bases. I don't really think he can deny any of Razer's bases, so we're looking towards the late game, which means from Razer, I think we need Ghost Academy like yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. Like I say, he's got his 3-3 on the way now.
Yeah, 3 is plus 2 he's getting armor now behind it, Yeah.
And
first lurkers are starting to come out. So lurkers also got nerfed. They now no longer have a move speed buff from the burrowing claws upgrade.
Yeah.
I forget the name of that actually.
Adaptive Talons.
Adaptive Talons, of course it is.
That's the one.
No longer have like a passive move speed upgrade on those lurkers, and that I think means it's kind of harder for the Zerg to go aggressive.
Yeah.
Whether Mix feels like he's in the kind of position where he has to do something, I think honestly I kind of feel the same way. He obviously can't until those upgrades are done. The adaptive talons and now +1 ranged on the way as well.
Yeah, I think seismic spines I think is finished, but his adaptive talons. What's interesting is that Razer is not like updating his army. Yeah, this is still a marine tank with some liberators. So it's
he like me probably thinks that there can't be lurkers here.
Oh,
so I think he might be quite surprised to scan and see the lurkers already out.
This is a big old surround as everything comes
really nice fight from Mick. Let's see if he can get those lurkers in good positions. Decent Bane hits to start the fight. Lurkers getting under the ground now, but obviously unupgraded. The AoE is insane here for Mix, but Razer's supply is staying pretty steady, honestly. Mix fighting through here now in all of these libs, and I don't think he has the anti-air to do it. I don't think he has the Lings now to defend these ground units, and I think this is looking pretty good for Razer, honestly. The AoE at the start of that fight on the ground units was insane, but the tank line behind it and the libs, and there's so much damage out from this Terran army. It's kind of an anti-timing because Adaptive Talons literally just finished.
The
fight is kind of already over.
Wow, that was actually such an interesting fight. Yeah, Razer had just enough supply tucked away in the back that even though the initial start didn't look that great, yeah, it just pulls on through.
And he's always taking these fights, like his positioning is so sick. Like you said, he's not the fastest player, but his positioning is always awesome. He's always just on the edge of creep, which means he can always just kind of take these fights. Pushing here, you know, he's like, yeah, I think I can win this. He just stays, he just sticks around, forces these lurkers to move down here. And now I think he needs to run away, but he seems to want to go.
Potentially so. Lurker rumble, I was going to say, Razer has been continuing to expand throughout all of this, and yeah, here we go, repair. This is just not that like planetary fortress busting amount of lurkers.
No,
ghosts are also out on the field.
Yeah, this ghost here, I think it is going to go down. But yeah, these ghosts are going to clear this up. I mean, it was honestly pretty good, taking out 20 workers. I mean, Mix is now on 89 versus 55 is insane. But he's trading it for army, which he can't really afford to trade right now. He needs as much as he can get. Yeah, Razer, though, starting to dip in supply, and I think we might see like the table start to turn for Mix maybe.
Potentially so. It feels like Razer's kind of been really going for the kill here and just hasn't quite got it. I mean, he's going up to Ghost in that now, so he's got the later game army to play it out. Yeah,
and these Ghosts are so strong. Even in like low kind of eco positions. I mean, we're not low eco, but low supply.
Yes.
The snipes on the Lurkers are invaluable. They do decently against the Lings and decently against the Hydras, so I think Razer kind of has to keep pushing here.
Yeah, keep the pressure on, but I feel like Mix is actually surprisingly comfortable.
Yeah, supply is looking pretty healthy. I think given Razer's kind of splits against the Banes haven't been the hottest so far, Mix maybe can go for this. Does need to get those Lurkers under the ground. There's so much bio here, and I think this is the beginning of the end for Mix. No Lurkers, so it's just Hydras now against Ghosts, and then the bio. Tanks going untouched, and Mix gives this base up.
Yeah, and this is, remember, this is just a best of 3 series, so this is everything that Mix has got, so he's going to hang on. Does not want to like throw away his chances or give up just yet. Willing to give up this base. He's still got this base in the top, which he's going to start mining from. He's still got this base down here, which is now definitely at risk, and this is a heavily mining base.
I have to think that Razer pushes up there next, right? I mean, he's moving towards the top, actually. Yeah. Maybe this outside base is the next one he goes for.
Potentially worrying about, to defend his
in the middle of the map.
Oh, here we go.
A few Ghosts and now
Tanks Ghosts and Tanks getting caught. That's actually quite big as Razer tried to move
across the supply lead again. Yeah, he just moved across the map, and it just happened that he was running straight through creep in the middle. So that's a really nice pick off for Mix. But the complexity for Razer's army is huge here still. A lot of Hydras plus 3 on the way.
And pressure now come down to the bottom again. Great Sim C, but this time it's a lot Ling Hydra. But again, Razer's going on the counter-offensive. He's going to say, all right, well,
South base is so irrelevant, and these bases for Mix are so important. I really think Mix shouldn't be here. He needs to get home with this army, like yesterday. Yeah. He's going to lose maybe 2 bases for this.
This base going down. Oh, my Lord. Everything is starting to happen now.
Yeah, we've got attacks on all sides of the maps from everybody. So Mix kind of taking 2 bases, Razer taking 2 bases out each.
There's nothing really out this core. Okay, now there's a bunch of Baneling of the Lurkers. Okay, he can now actually defend here.
Yeah, but trading, we traded this base in the south, which was basically mined out. But these 2 really fresh bases in the north.
This base and this base are very important.
And this is the bases that we transferred the workers from the base that just died to.
Exactly,
so those, we have those workers, they're still in the game, they're still alive. They're just not doing anything. They're just kind of wasted supply at this point. Like, we're not maxed out, so that's not a big problem. But I just mean that it's deceptive. Like, they're on the field, but the income, I'm sure, is still favouring Razer.
Yeah, exactly. We can have a quick look, actually. Yeah.
Okay, favouring base.
He's been able to get, this bottom right base is really hanging him in there, right? He's now starting to remine, long distance mine from this one. And Razer obviously losing his own bases here. These Lurkers are still set up. This base, thankfully, has been secured for him, so it's able to keep him going. Though, oh my God, maybe not for much longer as Razer comes in.
Yeah, this is 100% gone, but Razer kind of giving it up and instead just going to keep pushing the front. I mean, there's so many Lurkers, there's so many Banes here.
Yeah,
the summit is actually way too big for this move, and Razer is going to push through, now taking out this south base. He's done a really good job of kind of keeping the outside base count very low for Mix and just patrolling and saying, like, you don't get that, you don't get that.
Now we talk about the income, because now the income is very low for both players. We're talking about less than 800 minerals a minute for each player, which for Razer's production he can't keep up. Razer's actually supply block now as well. So Razer's actually kind of like on his final army here. He kind of needs to win the game with this.
He definitely needs to start re-establishing some of these outside bases. And
if the game keeps going at this pace.
Mix losing another base. This one is kind of irrelevant. It's nice production, but it's kind of mined out, so we just pull these workers away. And
as you can see, the double expand here as both bases now do get back up over here, though he's not actually mining from the base that is now finished. And that is every second that goes by where he can be mining on these bases is really big.
Razer clearing this creep in the bottom of the map, which is going to reduce Mix's influence in in that area. And these are bases that he would like to have, these 2 south bases.
Oh, that's actually a scary army, though.
Yeah, there's so many lurkers.
Let's have a count of the lurkers. It is actually 16 lurkers, 13 hydras, and 18 banes.
Yeah, so to counter this, Raza needs the ghost count to be much higher than it currently is.
Oh, I wish Mix could just get his workers on here.
It's so annoying to see.
Yeah, because this has actually got loads of workers going from it. So his actual income isn't terrible at the minute. Oh, this base is now, I think there's no vision on this side of the map for Raza, so he's struggling to able to get into position to defend this.
The Sunset Tower that was here got taken out. Yeah. Honestly, against these Lings and Banes, these Lurkers and Banes, sorry, he can't really hold that base, but it is now an orbital, so he can just lift it.
I mean, luckily for Raza there, Mix is deciding to slow the game.
Hold positioned? This could be huge. This could be huge. Mix is going to spring this trap.
Mix, when do you see it? No, now he sees it, now he stims on everything.
Is it too late? Mix with a big flank now with these lurkers coming through, gets on top of the tanks. I think that's it. I think
that is a game-winning move there as he's able to deny the base and get his own 2 bases up and mining.
So many ghosts and they're still alive though. The final Banes are getting in. Unbelievable. 1 ghost gets saved. It's just not enough. Mix has done it.
That was an incredible play. The ambush lurkers giving the GG. He takes it to a game 3.
We're going to game 3.
Unbelievable.
That was incredible.
That was a really back and forth game.
I mean, it was rough. Mix had so many lurkers, and Raza kind of didn't have the tools to deal with it. But in a frontal attack with that recent nerf, running those lurkers in and just burrowing on top of the Terran army doesn't work anymore. You know, because the tanks demolish them, the snipes demolish them, and then the libs demolish them, and then he just burrows them in a kind of random position. He hold positions them, they're just chilling, not doing anything. They were in range of a CC that was building, and he's just, it just wasn't getting hit, so Russell like, this is safe. Then he goes in, scans the creep, and barely misses the lurkers. And then in that second, pops the trap, Mix with an awesome play. We're going to game 3. This is a bit of an upset.
No, I'm really impressed and really happy, actually, that he's able to pull it out that way. Because it felt to me that Mix wanted to slow the game down a bit. Like, all right, I'm now establishing my 2 bases. As long as you don't come here, that's fine. So I'll just leave these, and I'll put them in hold position just in case you walk over the highway. Oh, you did? Bam.
Yeah.
Unleash it.
Honestly, it was played... It was basically played perfectly. All game, Raza was rotating to the bottom and clearing those bases, rotating to the top and clearing them, and Mix would just alternate the expansions and switch which side he was expanding to every time. Which means that now you know that Raza has seen your base. Raza's seen your base in the north. You know he's like, Raza's going to come and kill that. You just put the lurkers there and then flank with the rest of them.
That is like
absolutely awesome.
That is some like how it looks versus how it feels.
Clip that, chat. Clip
that's like how it looks versus how it feels. Kind of like how does it feel versus against lurkers? They're just everywhere around your army. Just all died.
We're going into Golden Aura.
Yes.
What's the odds that it's a TVZ once again?
You wouldn't believe it.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't believe it.
Spawning in the bottom right, tying up the series, playing in the red for Team StarCraft Improve is Mix.
And his opponent, the Terran player. Is he the last Terran player in the tournament? Yeah, in Code S, I believe he is.
Must be.
Yeah, because Mudkip's Unknown and Mitch are all in the Code A. So, the last Terran hope of the tournament. If you want Terran to represent and win Epic Land, then you better root for this man. It is Raza.
I am blown away. That game was
such a fantastic
sick. That was so good. I mean, Mix kind of on the back foot that whole game, just like, I don't know, cat and mouse. He was just defending everywhere, and then that move was just awesome.
You love to see it.
Bromero
is also playing Terran. That's a good point. I think of him as Protoss in my head. Yeah,
he is really. Let's be honest. We'll see how deep he can get with his Terran, but at some point he's going to switch to that Protoss. He's going to bring it back out.
Do you think he's going to get under pressure? He's going to like?
Yeah, I think so.
It's actually I don't know if race switching between in the middle of a series is allowed.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, I think if you ask your opponent, they say yes.
And most people at Epic Land are pretty civil about it. Yeah. And most people would always allow their opponent to change to avoid a mirror as well.
This is definitely true.
Yeah.
So, Raza,
he doesn't see the Overlord this time.
No, I think
it was high ground vision. Yeah. But
anyway,
again,
he's going to see it in like 5 more seconds anyway.
And again, this is very standard.
Like we said, until the Reaper is done, there's not really like a huge amount of switching up.
And Raza comes in here, and he's not going to even show the SCV. He's going to once again go home, and you can already see that he's lining up to start the CC at home. Fantastic.
Yep. So our third
third TVT. Yeah.
It's a random versus Terran, but you wouldn't know.
I'm about to say you wouldn't know, and again, this happened in the UK and Ireland Cup where Mixer's got hacks.
Yeah, his dad works at Blizzard or something.
His dad works at Blizzard.
Yeah,
can get him to play the race he wants when he plays random.
1,000,000%. Awesome games though. That was sick. I'm really interested to see what Mix, because Mix just he plays well, but he plays weird.
Yeah,
the Hydras thing is weird. Skipping Banelings for an entire game is weird. Especially now we know how bad Razer is against those. Those Banelings. Playing so lurker heavy in that game before. I'm really excited to see what Mix brings out. I'd love to see something a bit weird, roaches or something that we've seen Razer lose to in the past, like random roach bushes. So that sort of thing.
Actually, that was how Cladorizer beat. Cladorizer beat Razer in the group stage, and apparently they were both roach games. I did not have the pleasure of seeing.
Yeah, I don't think Mix likes roaches at all. He doesn't really play them, but I think that's a good enough reason to play them in this game.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, strategically, I think that's a really nice move, but I don't think he's going to go for it. I've also seen AC beat Razer with random roaches, so Wolverhampton he did. Oh, is it Wolverhampton or before that? I forget. Anyway,
I can't remember either.
He won't do it, so I don't know why I'm talking about it. It does look like a fairly normal opening for both players. Mix is kind of delaying his third, actually, and instead going for that really fast lair. So this is actually a 2-base opening for Mix.
So actually, way back in the day, like a few years ago, Razer actually told me that one of his most hated things was going against 2-base muter.
Yeah.
Now, meta-wise, I have no idea what that is. I don't think it's considered good. But, I mean...
I think it's
Mix has known Razer for years, so...
I think it's fine. I think with this kind of opener, Razer kind of saw this in game 1. Yes. And it wasn't Muto, it was Hydra.
Yes. Oh, but he's going to get into the main. If he comes in and sees...
I mean, he still doesn't see the tech. So he knows it's there, but it could be Hydras. I mean, I don't think the Hydras are good, but it could be. We'll see what Mix has in mind.
Going for that Banshee again, but this time no cloak. Oh, actually, no, I say that. Yeah, caster, yeah. Because they didn't have the money,
cloak coming through. I really want to see how much... This must be Muters. Mix is mining so much gas.
Yeah, is he on 4 gases? Yeah.
We'll see if he gets enough Lings out to kind of hold these Hellions once again.
Classic Lingbane Muter game. There it is, yeah.
Yeah, and he did play this in a bit in the UK IE Cup.
It's about whether Razer can get this guy. We've seen that he's been willing to go deep with these Hellions in the past 2 games.
Yeah, it's slightly lower count. It's only 4 in this game.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I think he went up to 8 in one of them. In the game before this, maybe. And then kind of joined them back up for a bit of a Hellion push later. We do have 2 more on the way, so maybe he's kind of committing more to that kind of 8.
Yeah, just 1 or 2 Banelings just to help soften up the Hellions if they do try
I don't hate it, actually. The Hellions are light, obviously, so Banelings actually don't do too badly. And if you're trying to, skimp a little bit, it can be
because there's really not that many Lings. Like 16 Lings?
It's kind of okay. But mostly, I don't know. Mostly, I thought he was kind of safe in game 1 because he was playing 2 base then, and then he just let the Hellions in.
True, actually,
I think he just needs to be quite safe in this one and, I don't know, not run it down. True, anyway, he's mining a lot of gas, so we're going to see some Muters hitting the field as soon as that Spire is done. Razer looking to dive now. Mix in position really nicely. Can he get the wraparound and the Hellions in? The Banelings in?
Oh, yes, he
can. So 4 goes down, 5 going down straight away. That's exactly why you make the Banelings, and really nicely played. Razer still hasn't actually seen the Spire. Whether he knows it's there is a different question. Because sometimes you can tell, you can sense it. And I guess, if you saw Mix in game 1 play 2 base, a Hydra with no Bane Nest.
Exactly.
Now you see the Banelings, you're like, okay.
I was going to say that. The fact that there were no Banelings in game 1 and it was a fast thing means it's something different.
So the way that I'm going to tell if Razer knows this, that it's Muters, is if he plays mines instead of tanks. Because in the previous 2 games he played tanks. This game could be mines.
The Muters just flew out there, just passed out. I don't think it was in the vision range of the Banshee, though. It was kind of in the same screen, but not the vision range.
Does he bring them home too with the Banshees? No, just going to move.
Oh, no, he is, I think, turning around.
He is. His Queens are so out of position. Losing 2 already. Yeah, bring them back and revealing the Muters. I mean, it's good if you kill the Banshees. It's not good if you don't kill the Banshees.
Yeah, he's able to ward them off. And Overseer did finish there, but obviously wasn't able to keep up with the Banshees.
Can we check the Rax count? I feel like it's very high.
Let's have a look.
Oh, no, only 5. Okay,
yeah, so
that's a very normal count. I thought he'd gone up to 7 or 8, which is going to be a big bio push, but this is a very normal count.
But there is no 3rd CC. Oh, right there.
Yeah,
I thought we saw a 3rd CC earlier, and I was like, wait a minute, where's it gone?
This was a bit unfortunate for Mix. Obviously, building those Muters home really gave Razer a lot of time to get these turrets up. Yeah, it's still got a decent Muter count. I think I know what this is.
You think know what this is? Or
yeah,
go for it.
He's going for 1-1, and he's not really making any more mutas. He doesn't have a lot of gas, but he's not making more mutas. So I think this is a big Baneling play behind this. And I think it's going to go really aggro.
Do you know what? I like it.
So this is something I've been playing a lot as well lately. You show mutas.
Yep.
They're like, oh, it's mutas. I need mines, and I need a load of turrets. And already we see so many turrets out. There's even more that Razer is making. So just because, you don't want to take more damage to these mutas. And then behind this, the Zerg is like, okay, I'm done with the mutas. I'll make 10.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many this is, 8 or something?
Yeah, and keep them alive. There's only 7 here.
Yeah, did he lose any? Or
he might have lost 1 or 2, actually. Do we have shift out love?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, he hasn't lost a muta yet.
So you just make a few, you force so many turrets out, and now, you just switch back.
I agree, and this was meta for a while versus Protoss, where they would make 8 mutas, and you had no idea if they're going to make.
To make Phoenix, and then you now made load of Phoenix for no reason.
And then they'd make roaches and just roll you. Okay, well here's mine. So again,
Razer
really definitely respecting
Overlord speed to be careful of these mines.
Yeah.
Does spot those first 2. He's actually not. He's actually making a lot more mutas behind this. So that whole conversation, don't worry about it. But I don't know. It's an interesting play, and you never really know for.
I like it personally. I actually really like the just make a few mutas, because mutas aren't good fighting units. They're harassment units. Unless you can get like a real critical mass and be really annoying with them by abusing the terrain.
Yeah, it does look like he's wanting to go for it this game. He did get +1 for them, so.
All right, well, I like it.
A little bit stronger. Now needs to be a bit careful. I don't really think he can take these fights off of creep.
Yeah, especially with the Widom. The Widom mines here are also good versus Ling Bane, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and
using a lot of Banelings, actually.
Yeah.
He does take all of the mines out, so the AoE is kind of gone now. There's literally 1 left. And he can get more Banes behind this and kind of play it a bit safer. I'm really liking Mix's spot in this game. 81 workers, decent mutaflock with some decent upgrades. He does need to get 2-2 going, obviously. And then eventually a hive and get into quick adrenal. But I really like Mix's spot in this game.
Yeah, just to come on, 12 mutas in the minute? 14 mutas.
Yeah,
14.
It's a decent count.
Yeah,
You can probably mine a little bit less gas.
And the creep trade is actually pretty decent. Like,
the creep has been good. Just because all of the things that Razer likes to do to deny the creep, he now can't do. So the Banshees died, the Hellions died. So now, the drops he can't do because they'll just die to the mutas. So this is really why I like playing mutas in this matchup. Like, I don't know that it's really good, but it feels way nicer to play than getting, like...
Yeah, you have some control.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. It's kind of like playing Phoenix Colossus in...
PvT?
Yeah.
Alright, well, Razer is pushing through the middle here. Has a nice thing, but the Mew is coming around the back as Ling Bane comes in through the front. 1 good mine connection, but...
he's chasing very far off creep.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's really committing, and actually there's more Marines in the back.
I'm worried now for Mix. Any single mine hit is really bad for Mix, and so far he's done a really good job of avoiding them, but he does need to be careful. His 2-2 is so much slower than Razer's. That's not good. At the moment they're fighting 1-1 versus 1-1. That's fine, but 2-2 versus 1-1 is going to be rough for Mix for a bit. So I think he needs to relax a little bit, like he's doing. Get the hive out, get into maybe infestors, but probably vipers is a good call. Get really heavy into the link count and max out adrenal. 3-3. I mean, ultras I wouldn't mind. So
I like ultras.
He's done a really good job of keeping Razer on quite a limited base count. I see this first Thor now, which is fine. It's like it's anti-muta tech, so you always.
There we go. Double mines. Able to get
how many kills on the hit?
I'll double check that in just a moment. As we have
a little muta poke on the other side. It's just nice to be irritating with these mutas. Those mines are getting a hero's welcome over on this side.
Yeah, so 11 on one and 5 on the other. So
crazy.
Easy thing. Still some Banelings just chilling out next to the thing. They're going to AFK roll into Marines. I don't know that one. Not a good trade on that one.
That was a bit of a comedy of errors on both sides. But, Mix doing a nice job now, just dragging all of that army to the south side. So now we get some damage up on the top. I'm really keen to see what Mix's tech is. As soon as this hive is done, what we're going to see behind it. Like, I don't even think he needs ultras. I like them in this spot. But I don't think he needs them.
Yeah, let's see if he's immediately ready for it. It might
35 Banelings. Adrenal, and I think that's it.
Oh, yeah, you can go for the adrenal.
Yeah.
And ultras,
cool, good.
Yeah, I like the ultras.
Yeah, it's a good tech. Yeah, I like the choice. It works nicely against the comp that Raz is going for here.
Yeah, exactly.
Mix coming with a big link flood in the south, where he kind of moves with the Banes and the
Oh my god, this is might actually come to a mini base race suddenly.
Yeah, I don't think this army can base trade from Raza. These links got in before Raza could react, so...
Oh, and the Bane is coming in under the third base
as well. The Banes are going to take out a lot of the workers here. This was an awesome move. So many of the links get out.
Running by. Yeah.
Mix is absolutely dominating this game, and I can't see that Raza's really got much play left now. Down to 40 workers on half as many workers as his opponent.
Okay, well, Raz is now prompted to push it. He's been poked a lot.
He's all in.
A lot, oh my god, a lot of banelings. Another 38 banelings now committing as the Ling Bane runs in. Widowmine Splash going everywhere. The Thors are trying to do their best.
Are so good. Raza kiting off of creep. Now with more, so many banelings coming through. And the reinforcements out of Mix. This is it. It's over. Mix has done it.
Yeah, I got to say.
Look how much of his supplies and medevacs as well. It's insane.
I was going to say, while the fight was kind of even, Raza needed that to be a crushing fight in order to break through and break the back of Mix.
Yeah. This is, like, I'm doing the opposite of the Cursor thing. I'm calling it. This is done. Like, this is Raza's whole army. He's got no eco behind this. He's going to be down, like, the rest of the game. There's still some Mutas out. There's no Thors left. There's not, like, the mine count kind of got reset. It's just going to be Lings and Banes flying out from Mix.
Yeah.
His Adrenal's nearly done.
Adrenal's done. And that Ultraless Cavern is also done in the back
here.
He
can start using that. And he's got the eco to do it. He's on, like, 85 workers.
Yeah, starting kindness plating and plus and 3-3.
Yeah, it's insane. And I don't think he needs it. I think he can all in and win this game. You know, these Mutas going to come and deny this base a little bit longer. I'm not a big fan of this. Just
I would
these
say
Mutas for free. There's way more turrets than I think he thought there were. But at this point, you know, we're getting towards maxed, so he's going to eat a mine hit now. Oof. But, you know, this is a rough trade, and we're still up a huge amount of supply.
Just this Ling Bane here can be coming and be annoying here. Though 3 Widow Mines actually wouldn't recommend it yet, and he goes back. The instincts from Mix, he knows what to do.
Yeah, I think there's just no real need to push now. You know, look at this. We've got this base on the top, this base on the bottom. I'm running a gold. It's insane. We're on like 4k minerals a minute.
That is actually so much.
That is insane. It's so many lings. He can start banking now and mining out these gold base. I just think, you know, wait for the ultras to hit the field. They take an absolute age to make. It's like the least satisfying unit. Cause you're like, I'm going to get 18 supply in ultras. They'll be ready in a minute. So they take so long.
They do
it feels like a lifetime. But behind this, I think we just dump our gas into Banes. We get a nice fight like we've seen him do a few times now in the series. Come from 3 prongs, 4 prongs. You know, push on 2 fronts so that Raza has to split his army, and his army is just not big enough to do that.
Oh, he's got the Broodlord Ultra. I'm not a fan of that, to be fair.
No, it's a bit ugly.
One big mine, though. It's actually not that big.
Yeah, the mine hits just aren't there. He's just going to like trade it as inefficiently as possible with these ultras at the back, and I think it's not going to matter. Can you get the Banes onto the
PF?
Okay, keeps it alive. He does need to be a bit careful. Like I said, he's super far ahead, but you can't really trade like.
And actually, through that, I saw on the mini-map, we had Lings running here, but there was just naked Lings, so it didn't do much.
Yeah.
So actually, okay. We're getting that classic thing of, you know, Terrans stay in the game.
The thing,
because Terrans never die.
This is true. But Mix is kind of doing this when he doesn't need to. Like, Anabolic Synthesis for the Ultras just finished, so those have only just become, like, kind of faster for creep. 3-3 is not done yet. Big drop for Raza. Good splits against these mines. His control against mines is awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, that one was rough, but most of the time his control against mines.
Yeah, he just...
So Raza, you know, pushing out a little bit, not getting a huge amount done. He's trading Lings again, and, you know, 90 worker economy with a gold base. It's like, okay, trade Marines for Lings. I'll trade, like,
and Mix actually taking the top right base. This is effectively one of Razer's bases if you split the map.
Really,
so stealing resources that Razer could mine to really nail this in. Ghosts are being made now. So
yeah, and those are really, really important.
Yes, versus the Ultras especially.
Yeah, versus the Ultras, but like, there's not that many Ultras, and there's so much Ling Bane here. Raza pulling to defend this bunker, and it goes down anyway. These 3-3 Adrenal Lings are so strong. Does Raza have 3-3? I feel like he might have +3 attack, but not armor.
G for upgrades.
G for upgrades.
Yeah, 3-2. 3-2, he didn't get armor. Yeah.
So,
you
know, it's 3-2 versus 3-3, and that's really going to make these Lings really, really quite powerful. Can he drag that mine hit? Not really.
Not quite.
But you know, now the Ultras are in the front, Mix is just going to trade onto this CC, takes that out, and now gets away. I mean, you have to be a bit careful on the disengage with these Ultras because they just get sniped and go down.
Yeah, 2 or 3 goes down, but...
like, I don't even think the efficiency has been that bad for Mix.
And once again we have Banelings running into the third base.
Now to 27 workers against literally 100 workers from Mix.
And now we're into that same position we were a few minutes ago, but it's actually worse for Raza this time because of the upgrades and the army composition.
Yeah, I think the composition is slightly better with the Ghost running around to creep into 1 million Banelings. Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
He had to do it. He was so all in, but... like, when you're that all in, you just have to, like, okay, I have to go. Yeah, like, I'm on 25 workers. He's on 1 million bases.
There was no economic recovery. There was no, like...
That was his best option.
There was no waiting for, like, the ultimate army. He had to go,
Mix played that so awesomely, and that's a pretty big upset. This is I mean, they're both multi-time Epic Land champions.
Yes.
But Mix not for a minute. Razer's been winning quite recently, so you know this is an upset and really well played from Mix. That was absolutely
so
awesome.
rooting for my boy Razer, but man, you gotta hand it to Mix. He's an incredible player.
So sick games, really nicely played. I'm gonna go and chat to him after this.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was goated play.
Yes.
So that means Mix.
What a series! What an absolute series!
Yeah. So Mix, who came second or third out of his group.
I don't know. I think. Yeah, it must have been third.
I think AC second, he was first.
That was it. Yeah.
So, taking down Razer and moving to the next stage. Yeah.
Incredible. Like I say, incredibly stacked bracket here, and
awesome.
Really good games. Yeah. Really enjoyed that.
So that's not Razer out.
No,
he's just moving to a lower bracket.
Yeah.
I think we're going to stick with the upper bracket. It says TBD. We will figure out what that is.
Yes.
We will BD it.
Yeah, we are literally waiting for the bracket to play out so that we can know who's going to be playing. So
we may follow Mix. I think that'd be cool to keep just stick with him through the tournament. So we're going to go and see what games we can wrestle up, see how the rest of the brackets have gone. Obviously, Fig versus Savage just got played, and we'll see kind of what we can grab next.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe production say maybe Mix versus Eba would be good. We'll see what we can see. What
that was a repeat of the Ireland final, UK and Ireland finals.
That's true. Yeah,
good stuff.
Could be good rematch. So we will be back shortly. We'll stick a timer and an ad break. Stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Hello Overclockers, welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Pack when you need him?